Is a classic train journey on your vacation to-do list for this year or next? Well, today we're doing a review of the Rocky Mountaineer. Welcome to RTE-Travel Talk. Ask a real travel expert, the show that talks to travel professionals around the world. And to help me with this review of the Rocky Mountaineer train journeys is my special guest, Mindy Baker of Wheels Up Travel and Cruise. If you enjoy the journey with us today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And if this video's got you inspired, give it a thumbs up or drop a comment and join the conversation. It really helps the channel out. Thanks for being part of our travel community. Whether you're a longtime fan or just dropping by, we really appreciate it. And now, on with the show. Hi, Mindy. Welcome back to RTE Travel Talk.
Thanks for having me, Ken. I'm excited to talk about this experience.
Yeah, I am too. It's been a while, but I've always said there's two places in Canada a person needs to visit. My home province of Prince Edward Island, and they also need to visit the Rocky Mountains of BC. And I understand you just returned from a Rocky Mountaineer first passage to the west. So I'd like to spend some time today talking about that. How does that sound?
That sounds wonderful.
Perfect. So let's start with the basics. Exactly what is the first passage to the west classic Lake Louise package?
First passage to the west is a daylight-only rail journey on board the amazing Rocky Mountaineer, a diesel engine operated in Canada. You start your journey in Vancouver, and then you pass through Kamloops, Canada, and then on your way there, on your way to the final stop, you can stop either in Lake Louise or Banff, Canada, and the scenery is absolutely stunning. You choose from either a GoldLeaf or SilverLeaf package, and you just get to truly sit back and enjoy the ride and the scenery. You don't have to think about driving or laws or anything like that. You just get to sit back while you're served complimentary beverages, snacks, gourmet food throughout the ride, and you get to pass by magnificent scenery, like all of the wildlife, all of the like Castle Mountain, spiral tunnels, old bridges, old passes, all these wonderful landmarks that have really shaped the nation of Canada and the U.S., honestly.
And the scenery is just absolutely stunning, I've heard.
Yes. Oh my goodness. With Castle Mountain, Kicking Horse Pass, glacier-formed lakes and waterfalls, you really cannot beat this. It's just stunning.
Fantastic. So who would you say this trip is best suited for, Mindy?
I like it for luxury clients who like finer details and also just somebody who wants to relax and have a leisurely, scenic vacation, as well as nature enthusiasts. This is great, honestly, for anybody who would enjoy that type of trip. I think that with the gourmet meals, the panoramic views, and also there's luggage handling service and then accommodations in every town that you stop at for the night. So really, anybody who is a train enthusiast, nature enthusiast, luxury enthusiast, it's great for anybody who might fit that bill.
No, exactly. So is there a season for this type of thing?
There is, yes. As you probably are aware, Canada gets quite a lot of snow, especially in the Rocky Mountains. And so, yes, they do only run from about mid-April into October. And so, as you can imagine, the journeys book quickly because they are limited.
Right. Now, this is primarily a train journey. Do you spend a lot of actual time on the train, Mindy, during that time?
You do. Yes, yes. So it depends on the journey you choose. There are several journeys and packages you can choose from. And for this particular journey, the first passage to the west, we spent 2 days on the train. And so during this time, it is a full day. You are up with the sun and you're traveling throughout. But there's so much constantly changing scenery. Plus, there's room to roam on the train. And then when you do choose that GoldLeaf service, you do have a like a bi-level train car. So your seats are on the top level with your all dome glass viewing windows. And then you move down to the dining car, which is down below you for breakfast and lunch, which are served down in the dining car. And then there's also an exclusive viewing platform, which is outdoors, which really is a wonderful space. Up close, personal encounters with the scenery and all that you're passing by, plus fresh Rocky Mountain air.
Now I imagine with the train journey. You're on the train for 2 days, but you don't actually, there's no accommodations on the train. You don't overnight on the train, right? You you pull into a hotel each night. Is that, am I right about that?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, the hotels are lovely, and then also there are different levels that you can
Hmm.
choose when you're selecting your journey. You can choose a standard hotel, you can choose a premium. So there's different levels that you can choose for your
Okay.
hotels. It is quite nice because you get off of the train and you board a motor coach. They take you directly to your hotel. Your keys are given to you while you're on the motor coach, and so you know exactly where you're going. And when you get there, your luggage is there waiting for you. And when you leave in the morning, you leave your luggage behind and it'll be at your next stop for you. So everything is really seamless, effortless, and truly a luxury feel. So yeah, the hotel stops each night are much more comfortable than, say a sleeper car. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's nice to be still for the night and enjoy a nice stay in a hotel.
And and you found the hotels nice?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes, yes. The hotels are nice, always accommodating. It's going to match the level of service of the Rocky Mountaineer for the most part.
exactly. And you can work through all of those options with your travel advisor when setting it up, I would assume. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, what about children on board? Is this kind of like a kid-friendly journey, or is this something where the kids would be bored to tears?
That's a great question. So, I think that so for me, I took my son,
Okay.
he's 6,
Yeah.
and he has been a train enthusiast since he was in the womb. So my son was absolutely enthralled. I think it probably requires maybe a little bit of interest in trains or nature,
Hmm.
but definitely family friendly. For us, it was multi-generational. I took my mother, it was my husband and I, and our
Yeah.
son. So we chose GoldLeaf, and that was just due to having that bi-level car. So I knew that, if his energy got high, we could go down the stairs, we could go out to that larger outdoor viewing platform, which we spent a lot of time
Hmm.
on, and he absolutely loved it. And then also going downstairs to the dining car really helped to kind of shake things up and get you moving, get you out of your seat. The Gold Leaf was definitely a great added option for a young child. Depending on the age, Silver Leaf could be totally
Yeah.
doable. So very family
So
friendly.
I would tend to think it really probably, when you're planning something like this and you're planning on taking your kids with you, is not only to have a good conversation with your travel advisor, but bring the kids into the conversation as well and show them what they can expect. And you can gauge their level of interest probably before you even hit the planning stage or the booking stage, just to make sure that it is something that the kids would really enjoy. And and a lot will, because travel is a fantastic educational experience for kids.
It sure
Yeah.
is.
Quick pause, folks. Don't worry, I'm not long winded. I just want to share our brand new channel memberships. For just $1.99 and up a month, you'll get fun perks like badges, early video access, travel webinars, and even travel opportunities with some of our experts. It's a great way to be part of our travel community while getting a little extra along the way. Just hit the join button below for more details. And now, back to our show. What about this type of a journey for a solo traveler, or perhaps somebody that may be a little bit mobility challenged? How does that fit in with a Rocky Mountaineer?
They are perfectly accommodating for both type of
Hmm.
guests. So for solo guests, all of the seats are assigned. And another note, the seats are also heated and reclined. The space is wonderful, so you don't have to worry about being too close. If you're going to travel solo, you have plenty of room to stretch out, plenty of room to just feel like you have your own space on the
Yeah.
train. Plus, you'll be, have the opportunity to retire into a hotel room at night
Mm.
and a recharge, get that serenity feel as well. And then as for, if you are solo, if there are other people that you do want to travel with, then, Rocky Mountaineer does a great job accommodating like group services. And then for accessibility that we were talking about, so they do a great job with accessibility as well. There are hydraulic lifts on
Okay.
board the bi-level gold leaf service, not totally necessary on the silver leaf just because you dine in your
Yeah.
chair. The restrooms are accessible on both levels, but definitely something you want to communicate your specific requirements requirements to your travel
Right.
advisors so that those can be passed along to Rocky Mountaineer and accommodated. If there's one thing I can say about the crew of the Rocky Mountaineer is that they are accommodating and warm. Every single person we encountered was warm, had a can-do attitude. There was always a yes in store for the
Oh,
passengers.
fantastic. You've mentioned GoldLeaf and SilverLeaf Service quite a bit during our discussion this morning. What exactly is the difference between the two? Can you highlight some of those?
Yes. So with Gold Leaf, you are going to, again, I've kind of mentioned the bi-level
Yeah.
cars, rail cars that you journey in. And in those cars, the top level is going to be your assigned seat. Those seats recline, but they don't recline into the seat behind them. They just kind of lower back. And then as far as the dome, it's an all dome glass
Okay.
viewing window. So very panoramic. You are going to have extra hosts that serve you up top, complimentary beverages, snacks, whatever your heart may desire. And then for breakfast and lunch, you do rotate down to the lower level, and there you'll find the dining car where you're seated at a lovely table and served a la carte gourmet regional foods. The food was truly
Wow.
wonderful. We enjoyed
Yeah.
every morsel, and they were even accommodating for special diets. So that was really a wonderful treat. And then the last thing about Gold Leaf is that they have a wonderful, large viewing platform, and it's outdoors. So just being able to get out there and get into that fresh air and move around, stand up, get that clear view of all the landscape, that alone made it worth it for me. But every aspect of the Gold Leaf is just wonderful. Now with Silverleaf, it's wonderful as well. You're going to have all the same amazing service and amenities. The food is more of a pre-selected menu and you'll dine at your seat. And there is a smaller viewing platform attached to the Silverleaf service as well. Either way, you can't go wrong. It's just Silverleaf is a little more budget friendly, a little more economic.
Fantastic. So, in terms of the itinerary, where does it start and where does it end?
So there are choices
Okay.
here. So quite often they start in
Hmm.
Vancouver and or Banff, but you can start in places such as Jasper or Lake Louise, depending on what your personal
Right.
desires are. There are four main routes. There is First Passage to the west. There's Rainforest to Gold Rush. There is the newest one is Journey to the Peaks, I believe.
Right.
Then there are circle journeys as well. Those journeys can, for example, Rainforest to Gold Rush would start in Vancouver. It would go up to Whistler, Quesnel, and then end in Jasper. And now you can do those in reverse order. And then the circle journeys, of course, they kind of say it in the name, but they'll go
Yeah.
round trip, for example, Vancouver to Vancouver, and you can hit all of the
Yeah.
spaces. And then one last exciting journey that is offered now is a US based journey, the Red Rocks to
Right.
Rockies or vice
Yeah.
versa. Yes, and you can go from Denver to Moab or Moab to
Yeah.
Denver. So lots of choices as far as where you'd like to go, what you'd like to see, where you'd like to start and finish. My tip regarding that is just to make sure that you work with your travel
Right.
advisor to build in time on the front end and back end
Hmm.
so that you can get the vacation experience in both of those cities. Most of those towns they just offer phenomenal experiences. So for us on the starting end in Vancouver, we did a whale watching tour
Right.
and it was wonderful. I just couldn't believe how close the humpback whales got to our
Yeah.
vessel. It was
Yeah.
incredible.
Great
And then on the
experience.
back
Yeah.
end, oh my goodness, it was fantastic. Highly recommend. And then on the back end, the Banff National Park was just stunning with those glacier formed lakes that are teal as teal can be, and the waterfalls, wildlife. We were able to see some grizzly bears and her cubs, and there's just so much to enjoy in
Oh,
that area.
fantastic. Now, while I was listening to you, a thought occurred to me. You could, since it starts in Vancouver, or it could start in Banff and go west, or Jasper and go and go west. If the timing was right, you could probably combine that with an Alaska cruise.
As a matter of fact, we almost hopped on one
Oh,
ourselves.
really?
But yeah, absolutely. If you started in Banff and went westbound to Vancouver, hop off the train in Vancouver, hop on a cruise shipper, and head up to Alaska. Yes, that is definitely a dream trip right
Yeah,
there.
no, it definitely would be. It'd be fantastic. So this has
Yes.
been great, Mindy. Do you have any additional advice for travelers planning this kind of a trip?
I think that my advice would always be to plan as early as
Hmm.
possible. When you know that you're wanting to book this trip, go ahead and reach out. And I am a Rocky Mountaineer
Yep.
specialist. Definitely book early. That's going to be key, especially for getting the summer trips. And then also be flexible with your dates, just because sometimes if you can start your journey in the middle of the week as opposed to the weekend, that flexibility will definitely come in handy, both budget wise and availability wise.
Right.
I would say also to pack layers, just because with Canada you never know. Even in the summer months, the from dawn at dawn and at dusk can be quite chilly.
Yeah, especially
And then
in the mountainous areas and some of those valleys, they have their own weather
yeah,
systems. So yeah,
yes, yeah, and definitely working with the agent to just coordinate the details for
yeah,
you, and then also coordinating your time on the front and back end of your rail journey, all the experiences there. I think working with an advisor is the best way to go when booking the Rocky Mountaineer.
fantastic. Mindy, this has been great. Thanks so much for joining us today. If folks wanted to reach out to you about a possible Rocky Mountaineer experience, how would they do that?
My email is Mindy at wheelsuptravelco.com, and my phone number is 989-295-0471. I look forward to chatting with anyone about Rocky Mountaineer.
Sounds fantastic. I will leave that contact information and your calendar link in the show notes. But as always, Mindy, since I like to live vicariously through the travels of all the wonderful people I get to meet on this channel, I have to know where you're off to next.
So next up, my son and I are going to be embarking on an inaugural sailing for the Disney Destiny,
Oh,
and then we're hoping to plan to head to the Galapagos Islands within the coming year.
fantastic. I happen to know that you are a huge Disney fan, as am I. So we'll have to have you back to regale us with your adventures on the Disney Destiny. How does that sound?
I would love that.
Super.
Thank you so much, Ken.
Super. With that, Mindy, I'm just going to wish you safe and happy travels on all your future cruises and destinations. May the wind always be at your back, and I hope to see you on the Lido deck of the Disney Destiny sometime in the future.
That would be wonderful and magical.
Take care.
Thanks,
Bye.
Ken.
And that's a wrap for today, folks. A very special thanks to my guest, Mindy Baker of Wheels Up Travel and Cruise. If you'd like to reach Mindy, I will leave her contact information in the show notes below. If you'd like to reach out to us, you can simply drop a comment. We always respond. Or send us an email at questions@realtravelexperts.com. And as always, folks, if you enjoyed this content, a like, share, and subscribe is certainly appreciated and helps other folks just like you to find our channel. And if you're really enjoying the content and want to show a little extra love, we hope you'll think about becoming a channel member. It really helps us to keep delivering the travel advice, expert interviews, and reviews you know and love. So until next time, folks, happy travels.